This tiny house is the future of housing is 26 minutes long. Why? So I'm kind of curious. They might talk about some stuff beyond just the physical house itself. It's got 1.4 million views. I'm like, I'm enticed. I'm curious. They talk about the manufacturing process. I wonder if it's prefab. Let's get some info on this house first. We are touring a futuristic tiny home designed like a Tesla and built in a factory. Okay, so it is prefab. Prefab is actually a really, really efficient way to build homes because you're in such a controlled environment that oftentimes you are able to achieve more efficient envelopes. You get better construction. The sale price of this house is $350,000 for a 1-bed, 1-bath built by Cover. Okay. Interesting. Let's see.
This is a 425 square foot tiny home that is designed like a Tesla. It can be built in 1 month, and it is claimed to be more efficient and better engineered than any conventional home. Now, it costs around $350,000 to build one of these. Is it worth it? Well, let's go find out.
Imagine being able to design a custom home straight from your iPhone.
I mean, prefab housing is not a new concept. A trailer house is a prefab home. This isn't really groundbreaking. So from my perspective, I don't really know why this is worth $350,000. I'm going to speculate that they probably have a lot of integrated smart tech or something. Is it worth it though? I'm not sure.
Building in a factory is better than conventional construction because you can build efficiently, you can build with higher precision, and you're not impacted by external variables.
Today we're going to tour one of the first homes that is built in a factory and can be customized perfectly to your property.
Wait, what? He said it's one of the first homes to be built in a factory. I need a source on that. There's a lot of prefab housing that is built in a controlled environment. How does that differ from a regular modular home or a regular mobile home? $350,000 though. That's a lot.
We got a lot to see today, so let's dive right in.
It's very pretty though.
We can see that this property is built on a hillside, consists of 2 levels.
So question, does the $350,000 price tag include the garage? Because the garage is definitely not prefab. This is something that they would have had to construct on site. Like a lot of prefab homes are not integrated into a foundation like this. They are usually just brought in on a truck and then placed on supports on site. And that's definitely the most cost-effective way to do them. This is almost more of a hybrid, I would say, especially with the garage integrated.
This is the concrete staircase that takes you up to the upper section. Let's go up there. Behind these wood slats, we have pre-manufactured wall panels that are built out of steel and high density foam. And the beauty of this panelized system is the freedom it gives you when designing and constructing your home.
Oh, so it's per panel.
Think of the Cover building system as a set of life-size Lego blocks. And these panels are made in the factory with plumbing, with electrical, with insulation, with waterproofing, with the connection system already made. Then they're flat packed on a regular truck, shipped out to the site, and then assembled without the use of heavy machinery or a crane.
Saving time, money, and ultimately making the entire process headache-free.
Okay, so this is where it differs from modular housing then. Modular housing, you will build the whole housing unit in a controlled environment, in a warehouse or whatever, and it's shipped out on the back of a truck, kind of as a full piece. So this is more construction components that you assemble together on site, like how you have to build your furniture from IKEA, but it's a house. Okay, so that's where the difference is. I have questions. What is the R value of these panels? How are they joined together? Does that create an efficient seal? I'm so curious.
To my left, we have the kitchen, and over on this side, we have the living room. White oak hardwood floors, track lights on the ceilings, white minimalist wall panels, and this 425 square foot tiny home packs a lot of unique details and finishes that I'm going to cover throughout the tour.
425 square feet. Again, very small. All right, where I'm located, and this might vary depending on where you are, our building code does not allow us to build below a certain square footage number. So I have questions. I don't know how you would get this approved. I would assume via the paneling system. I assume you can make it any size you want as long as you're willing to pay for more panels. The other question that I have is how easy it would be to modify the configuration of your house after it's built. The one thing that I've been waiting to see would be modular housing that can be modified as your needs change. If your family grows, you can add a bedroom. If your kids leave the nest, you can downsize easily. In my opinion, that would be a really interesting future for housing. And then you don't have to relocate, you don't have to pack everything up. So I wonder how feasible that would be with this. I also need to say, and this is just me, I freaking hate the lighting in this room. This reminds me of a commercial office, but the full wall windows are beautiful.
Let's talk about the specs. So
here we go.
It's a one bedroom and it costs around $350,000 to build one of these. That includes the site work, engineering, permitting. It's basically a turnkey product for that price.
Okay, so that must include the foundation too.
They also have an S2 layout, which is a 2-bedroom model. I believe that one costs around $514,000.
That's expensive.
You can actually see the seams on the walls as well as the ceiling. That's where we have the pre-manufactured panels. And Cover wasn't shy about these panels. In fact, they've embraced it and made these seams or these panels part of their design aesthetic. In fact, that's why they have these strip track lights. That's where each panel is actually joining each other.
I think they would maybe read nicer if instead of the black, they were just white and a little bit more discreet. A couple of things too in terms of the layout with the living room and the kitchen. Okay. I'm from Canada, so we have winter for 8 months of the year, so that's where this lens comes from. I do not personally like it when front doors open directly into a functional space like the kitchen, especially without any place to put down your belongings or take off your shoes. There is no storage for anything when you walk in the door. I don't like linear kitchens like this. I just don't feel like they're very functional personally, at least if there's more than one person in the kitchen. And it's fine, again, if you're just cooking as one person, but the minute you bring in two, I find it a little bit cumbersome. You're kind of fumbling over one another. It gets kind of tricky. Third thing, it's nice that they have a table at all, but I just find it a little bit awkward kind of here on this wall with the TV in the way. So this is the kind of layout that I've seen in very tiny apartments. I just don't really feel like they're the most functional, at least for long-term living personally. So
in fact, they also have this really cool software where you can go to their website, type in your address, and it literally shows you whether you can build an ADU, basically a backyard home, to your property, how big you can build it. You can literally design it on their website, and they guarantee that pricing for you all the way to the finish line.
Okay, do they have people helping to consult the design process? Or are they just letting people go in and design their house and do whatever they want? Because I think $350,000 to $500,000 is a really hefty price tag to design unassisted. Like, especially when you get into smaller scale design, I really think that how it's oriented, it can really make or break the functionality of a space.
Now, next, let's cover this really minimalist kitchen.
There's no oven. Where would you put a microwave? I see there's the stove top here. We have the range hood here. There's no uppers, but I guess with all of the storage on the right-hand side, that's fine. This is a very, very minimal kitchen design.
We have the sink to the left, composite countertop.
But no counter space.
Induction cooktop here that's nicely recessed into the countertop, vent above, open shelving on top.
Oh!
We have the Sub-Zero fridge. Behind this panel, they use really nice high-end appliances.
Okay, this is a really common thing, hiding the appliances in the cabinetry. The problem with that, though, is if the appliance breaks and ever needs to be replaced, you need to find the exact same spec or remove the cabinet and reorient it. So that's one thing that I'm a little skeptical about this style of appliance installation.
That's your freezer.
Okay.
And it's a really well thought out, really cool kitchen. Everything is concealed. And in a way, I feel like this is the modern day approach of Sears homes back in the day. You know those catalog homes where like Sears used to print these massive catalogs with all these homes that you can just go.
Oh yeah, like when you bought it out of a newspaper or something.
Exactly.
There's a whole bunch of prefab homes where I'm located that were built around 1910 to 1912, and that's because that is when a big influx of the Sears homes came through, and a lot of them have actually held up pretty good, but a lot of them have not. I guess the difference between those and this, though, is those ones were built out of wood, and this looks like it's more metal / synthetic materials, which is interesting. I would imagine the lifespan of this home is probably a lot longer, so that is kind of cool. It's hard now, I guess, in regards to this tour. There's two things happening here. There's the tiny house that we are touring, and then there is the actual technology / construction of the tiny house itself. And so this is very much showcasing the construction technology behind this tiny house, and that is ultimately what this video is about. Usually when I do these house tours, this is more for a design review, and I'm gonna state I hate the design of this tiny house. Again, this video isn't necessarily about that, but it's kind of hard to discuss it further, knowing that the technology or the company that does this tiny house is more a pre-fab home manufacturer, and you can do whatever you want. I can provide commentary on the design itself and what I think is wrong with it, just because that might be helpful in terms of layout and design of things, but I don't like the industrial kind of prefab feel of the house itself. I have questions about the level of customization that you can do to it. How easy is it to put on different wall finish? There's no backsplash. There's absolutely no color, just the wood floor. So we'll see what they say.
I show everybody this amazing bathroom. You have your vanity, wall mount toilet, walk-in shower on this side. Considering the fact that this home is 425 square feet, you would assume that your shower would be really small.
Tiny house tip, never shrink down the sizes of your kitchens or your bathrooms, and your space will feel more functional.
This 170 square foot bedroom feels very spacious. We have a queen size bed.
The windows are beautiful.
And so much room to move around because of the way they design these homes with
and a little office
wall panels with no cutouts. And by the way, these are not drywall panels. These are actually composite material walls, so they're way more durable. We even have bedside tables, small built-in desk area here with some open shelves. Let's go outside and see the deck again.
Let's see it.
How many of these do you think end up being Airbnbs? Airbnbs and laneway houses, that's what I feel like the demographic.
As we ramp up production over time, and as we invest further in engineering, tooling, manufacturing, supply chain, we'll make it a more mass market product and bring down the costs so that it works beyond California and into the rest of the country and even globally.
This guy loves Tesla. Can you tell who his idol is?
When you think of the best electric cars, you think Tesla.
He said it!
That has the potential
He said it!
It takes a tremendous amount of vision and dedication to accomplish what Cover is trying to do. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for them.
I have thoughts. The concept is cool, I mean, but you can buy plans and hire someone to design a tiny house for like hundreds, maybe up to 5K for a full design. So that's my biggest thing, and we're gonna check their website and we're gonna look into a couple things. The concept is cool. I do think that the concept of prefab housing that you can kind of configure as per whatever your needs are, I think that that's cool. But we don't need a solution to the housing crisis for the middle, upper, and upper class. They're fine. We need a solution to the housing crisis for the lower middle and lower class. This style of housing does not solve any of those problems. You can even see here too, they are definitely catering to people that have money that are just looking to add a secondary income suite on their property. Like, this is a cool concept, and I do think there's potential for this to be better than the way that we're doing housing. But is this like, do you remember the 3D TV? And everybody thought that that was going to be the future of watching TV in our homes. And then it lasted, the hype was maybe like a year to 2, maybe 3 years tops, and then they just kind of died. I feel like this might be the same. I've seen people do this with shipping crates. Yeah, so there's modular housing where it's built in a warehouse. There's actually a really cool, it's a apartment building in New York that they did this style where they're almost like shipping crates, and they built them in a warehouse, and they built all of the individual units in a controlled environment and then brought them in on trucks and then just stacked them all together and made an apartment unit. And that was almost, in my opinion, probably a little bit more efficient than this. I guess I can't make any deductions until I look at things like what is the R value of one of these panels? In Canada, because it's so cold, we require an R value of 18 to 20 for our stick frame houses. Let's see if they have any of that info. Argon-filled double pane glass windows. Okay, so they are insulated with a low E coating. To be frank, I think AI integration could work. An AI model could be trained to look at your lot on Google Maps and design around things like sun exposure, wind, etc. Oh yes, I don't think we're that far off of doing that. Engineered hardwood white oak floors, no baseboard, and minimal reveal design. See, I kind of like baseboards. Am I just traditional? Am I a boomer? Okay, here we go. Comfort. Oh, I see. Insulated R26 exterior and interior walls. To be honest, I'm not that impressed by that. Work directly with our award-winning designers to create your ideal space. Okay, so you do work with them. So the designing and engineering fee is $4,000, but the custom. It's definitely way more expensive to design one of these yourself. Holy shit. Okay, cover S. Let's rip apart their floor plans though. Oh, there's finish options. Okay, so you can pick the exterior finish. The wood is nice. So as I discussed earlier, I don't like linear kitchens. They drive me bananas. I hate when the front door opens into a functional space like a kitchen because I feel like that's really disruptive to the flow of the space. It's awkward. This is a better configuration, I think, than they showed in the video, having the sofa and the table kind of separated out a little bit more. The bathroom design is very nice. I really like the bathroom design. I think for the size of the house and what it is, I think it's awesome. I love walk-in showers too. I think that they're great. It looks like there's a washer and dryer stacked in the hallway, which is great. Having it right in between the bathroom and the bedroom, I think that's a good spot for it, especially with the closet as well and more storage. Awesome. We love, like, this whole wall is just storage. That's crazy. I do think that there's more than enough space. It's just, I think I would like to see the configuration revamped here at the front door walk-in. Like, even if you just did a panel that jutted out and then, like, where the landing is right outside the door could be the vestibule to enter the house, and then you could do a little closet here at the front, and maybe that's all the solution is. The size of the bedroom I also think is great. This bedroom doesn't have the little desk working space like the other one did, but we do like to have good circulation. It's okay. I don't know, I'm more partial to galley kitchens or L-shaped kitchens, or to have some kind of islands maybe. I don't think that works with how square the space is. What about the second bedroom one? See, this still has the linear kitchen though. Okay, see, and this is a little bit better. Front door opens up into, it kind of opens into the dining space, but there is a closet right there, and you could probably have a coat rack to hang coats or do a shoe rack along this wall here. The living room's a lot nicer in terms of sizing. You could probably fit an island here. It is interesting to have one of the bedrooms open up right into the kitchen space, but this is a tiny 2-bedroom, so you can only do so much. The shower is bigger in this one too. It's better. I would absolutely do something different with the kitchen configuration. It's neat. It's interesting. I feel like it's kitschy. I don't see this catching on mainstream. I feel like they're kind of pegging themselves in a bit of a hole here, also just honing in on Los Angeles specifically, but we'll keep our eye on it. Like, it'd be kind of neat to see if tech like this progressed further and evolved. I think the customization, or the lack thereof at this point in time, is a little bit limiting, but again, that's something I think that would come with time and scaling.